down just to kill one for a specimen. But that's the only way people are ever going to believe one exists. You know,
Right.
if I'm out camping with the family and something charges us, yeah, I'll shoot it. But I'm not the kind of guy that'll go hunt one because I want to. I grew up deer hunting and turkey hunting, and I'm a firm believer that if I'm gonna shoot it, I'm gonna eat it.
Right. Right.
So I'm not gonna hunt anything for sport.
Now, is there a particular cryptid that you think definitely does exist that maybe some
I'm-
people would not?
I don't know about things that some people would not, but what I'm given to understanding, there's a lot more people that are believing Bigfoot, the possibility of Bigfoot than ever before. And I've been a huge follower of the Bigfoot stories and the Bigfoot sightings since I was a little kid. I've always been fascinated by it, and that's something I would love to do. Is while I've never seen one, I've had encounters in the woods that scared the crap out of me because I didn't know what it was and never saw it. So it's something I would like to see.
I would love to see it too. If I could find some footage or see, I know just footage could be doctored. You never know, right? But it's like, and that's something that came up with that famous footage. It looked like it was manufactured. Wasn't some guy in a suit? The Bigfoot scene. You know what I'm talking about, the one from
With
the
Patterson Gimlin footage,
yeah,
the one from the '60s.
yeah.
There's been a couple of people claim that they were the guy in the suit, but they've never been able to produce the suit, and they've never been able to duplicate the suit. I mean, they've had Hollywood special effects people look at that footage and say, given the technology of 1967, there was no way to fake that suit. So if there's a piece of evidence out there I'd give some credibility to, it'd be the Patterson Gimlin film.
So the next question would be, where's Bigfoot hiding out at then? He's just hanging out in the woods, just like laying low. He's like, hey, I'm going to stay over here and mind my own business.
Well, if you're a large predator and you've learned through years and years, because some of the sightings of Bigfoot date back to like Lewis and Clark, days long before anybody knew what a Bigfoot was. And if you'd learned that when I start coming around these people, they tend to shoot at me, I would say they would get very reclusive pretty fast. And if they don't want to be seen, they won't be. And if you look at the work of Missing 411 by David Paulides, he talks about so many thousands of people going missing in national parks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just the fact that, they're disappearing. I'd say, sure, some of them probably just get lost, but some of them are hunters and experienced hikers, experienced outdoorsmen that vanish without a trace. So
Right.
if you look at the Missing 411, some of that's pretty worrying. That armed people are vanishing without a trace. People that have hunted that section of woods for years and knew it like the back of their hand are vanishing without a trace.
No.
So it leads you to believe there's something out there.
Sure. I mean, the people vanishing, especially hunters that know that area, that does leave some questions. Does raise some questions. Now, could it be possible that they were taken out by like a bear?
I would say, that's a definite possibility. But bear encounters tend to be very, very messy. If a bear attacks somebody or wolves attack somebody, you are going to find pieces and blood. Mm-hmm. And these are cases where people just disappeared without so much as a trace.
No trace, no blood, no corpse, no carcass out there. You're right. I mean,
if it was a bear or an animal attack, they'd find something.
Right. An animal's not going to clean it up. An animal will take the mauled human. It will take them to their cave or whatever, and feast on it.
And they don't have hands to pick it up and carry it. They're going to drag it.
Yeah.
There's going to be drag marks.
Yeah, I heard this crazy theory about Bigfoot. I don't know. When I heard it sounds so wild. I'm just going to say it. I heard that supposedly Bigfoot can like teleport or something. I don't.
There's a lot of theories out there. I'm not sure I buy into all of them.
Right.
Because some people, I believe, if I remember correctly, the people refer to it as the woo or the woo stories where they attribute like alien encounters with Bigfoot, or the ability to move through dimensions or teleport.
Dimensions. Yeah, it was something crazy like that. I was like, what are we talking? Like, is there proof of this? Oh, it's like, okay.
I would never go out on record and say no, that's impossible, that's BS. I'm not going to say that because God knows. I mean, who could be? God knows who's right. But I personally believe that if it's out there, it's an animal, and there's no other animal out there that can teleport or move through dimensions or anything like that. I just think it's a big animal. It might be closely related to humans at some genetic level. I mean, chimpanzees are 97% compatible.
Right.
I mean, they're genetically they're similar to humans. So this might be a relic population of humanoids left over from Neanderthal. They might be an offshoot of Gigantopithecus, but it's an animal.
Right.
I personally don't think that it's skipping dimensions or telepathically communicating with people. But I'm not going to say that couldn't happen. I'm not saying that people that think that are wrong. I just based on I'm an evidence guy. Because people have made claims about that and said they've experienced that. I'm not going to deny them and say no, you're making that up. I'm not going to call anyone say anyone is full of crap, but footprints are evidence. Hair samples are evidence. Scat is evidence. Visual sightings are evidence. Being a cop, I tend to look at the evidence, not what people think. So I tend to base my opinions based on things that are tangible.
Right.
And maybe I'm wrong. I could be 100% wrong. But I think, me personally, I think I'm leaning toward the side of it just being some sort of unknown primate. It's an animal, in my opinion.
And it could be maybe that it just didn't have a mate, and maybe it did exist at one point in time, and maybe it doesn't exist now. I mean, that could be a theory. I mean, I
don't think that's the case. I think there's a population of them out there, and they're good at staying hidden. Because if it was just one creature, like you said, it would have died out a long time ago. It would have to be able to teleport to be in all the places it's seen. We're talking about a creature with a global range. There are Bigfoot types of creatures that are seen in Australia. There's types that are seen in Russia, in the Ural Mountains of Russia. They're in Siberia.
He's a traveling man. That's what he is. He's going on a tour. He's gone global. Yeah. He has a Harlem too in each place. He meets quite often. They like that Bigfoot. They like it when he comes to town. Okay, so all right, let's talk. Let me not go too far away from your book, Apex Predator of Blood Moon. I guess I like to do a little tease for those that listen, without giving away too much of the book. What would be your pitch? Like, what is something that you tell someone like that we're on the fence to get it?
To get the book?
Yeah.
Well, for the Apex Predator series, I would say, the back cover blurb is a good place to start. But I would tell people, imagine you work for a small department, a small sheriff's department, and you get the report of a homicide, and you arrive at the scene of the homicide, and it's a mess. I mean, body parts everywhere. People are saying this has got to be some sort of animal attack. But the more you investigate, the more you find this can't possibly be a normal animal. There is more to this than I see. More than this than what we realize. And the more he digs in, the more it starts hunting him back.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That's when you realize we're not dealing with a bear attack. We're not dealing with a wolf attack. We're dealing with a thinking predator that's used to being at the top of the food chain for good reason. It's an apex predator.
Oh man! And how far does the Dogman go? I mean, is he like sniffing him out all the way back to his own home?
He realizes pretty fast that it knows more than it should. It's tracking him. As much as he's tracking it, it's tracking him. And I don't want to give away too much. It's not like it shows up at his apartment, but it learns to evolve around his tactics and to watch what he does and react to it. it explains it a lot more detail in the book, but he realizes that he's up against something that is far beyond any animal.
And that sounds pretty cool. I like that. That intense hunt. You know, the hunter's the one being hunted. You know, I like that sort of thing.
Exactly.
It is a common. Of course, it is a. So you're always gonna get the people who's like, oh, that's a common trope. It's a common trope, but it's